There's something almost no one tells you about: manifestation. Something that makes all the difference, yet most people completely miss. The moment you want something, you actually start to push it away. Not because desire is wrong. Not because the universe is punishing you, but because wanting, in vibrational terms, is a signal of separation. It tells the quantum field, this reality is not mine. And the field, being perfectly coherent, mirrors that frequency back to you. You might be visualizing your dream life, speaking affirmations, feeling inspired. But if your energy is still rooted in wanting, if your inner signal is "I don't have it yet," then that's exactly what the field hears. And that's exactly what it reflects: the experience of not having. This is the invisible trap that keeps so many people stuck. They're not failing to manifest because they're doing it wrong. They're failing because they're vibrating from the place of wanting instead of being. Wanting is sneaky. It hides inside your goals, your affirmations, even your prayers. You say you want love. You say you want abundance. But the energy underneath those words often shouts, it's missing. And because the field doesn't respond to your words, only to your vibration, it keeps giving you more of that signal. Here's the shift that changes everything. The quantum field doesn't need your desire. It needs your coherence. It needs your alignment with the version of you who already lives the life you're calling in. That version of you doesn't want. That version of you has. So how do you bridge the gap? In quantum terms, NaltiI field is a sea of infinite probabilities. Every version of you already exists. The one struggling, the one thriving, the one deeply aligned. These aren't fantasies. They're frequencies. And you, and as the observer, collapse one of those probabilities into reality based on the signal you emit. When you say, "I want to be confident," the field hears, "I am not confident." When you say, "I want more money," the field hears, "I am lacking." Your desire, however noble, is encoded with absence. That encoding becomes your energetic signature. This is why teachers from Neville Goddard to Joe Dispenza emphasize feeling the wish fulfilled. Not hoping, not wishing, but being the version of yourself who already lives that reality. Because only then does the field respond with the evidence you've been waiting for. And this isn't about pretending. It's not about faking confidence or acting like you don't care. It's about shifting where you operate from. You're no longer moving toward the thing. You're moving as the version of you who already has it. That distinction, that vibrational posture, everything. When you stop wanting, you stop sending out the signal of absence. You stop reinforcing the story of not enough, and you begin transmitting something entirely different. Presence, certainty, embodiment. That's when reality begins to bend. That's when manifestations stop feeling like rare miracles and start showing up as natural reflections of who you've become. Even so, here's the subtle trap most people miss. Wanting often wears a disguise. It can look like ambition. It can sound like clarity. It can even feel like spiritual alignment, but vibrationally it's still rooted in lack. It still tells the field, "I'm not there yet." We've been trained this way. Society taught us, set goals. Stay hungry. Keep chasing. That works in the world of effort, but in the quantum field, it's fundamentally flawed. Because the field doesn't respond to your goals. It responds to your state. And in every moment, your vibrational identity is broadcasting one of two signals: I have it, or I lack it. There's no in-between. So in between, wanting is an energetic loop. The more you want, the more you confirm to the field that you don't have it, so it stays suspended, just out of reach. It's like tuning your radio to 88.5 FM and expecting to hear music from 106. No matter how much you wish, pray, or scream your intentions into the sky, the signal won't match because the frequency isn't aligned. Here's where science meets spirit. In quantum mechanics, superposition tells us that all possible states exist at once until the observer collapses one into reality. That means every version of your life already exists: the wealthy you, the loved you, the confident, peaceful, radiant you. But which version becomes real depends on the signal you're broadcasting. If you keep looking at your life through the lens of I don't have it yet, you keep collapsing the timeline where you don't. Not because other possibilities aren't there, because you haven't shifted. Wanting also triggers survival mode. Think about it. When you really want something, your body feels tense, contracted, pressured. Those are incoherent states. They tell your nervous system you're unsafe. But when you enter the frequency of having, even in pure imagination, your body softens. Your breath slows. Your heart opens. That's coherence. And coherence is the foundation of a real manifestation. This is why you can say all the affirmations in the world. But if loneliness is your true emotional baseline, that's what the field mirrors. You can visualize abundance every morning, but if fear is your dominant state, fear is what reality organizes around. You can't out-affirm or out-visualize a frequency rooted in lack. You have to shift your baseline to feel at a cellular level, like the version of you who already lives that reality. And here's the truth. Letting go of wanting doesn't kill your drive. It frees it, because you start moving from knowing, not from need. From this place, your actions are cleaner. Your decisions are more intuitive. You stop forcing. You start magnetizing. That's when you become a clear signal in a noisy field, and everything accelerates. The shift from I want to I already have isn't about pretending. It's about tuning. And when your signal changes, the world has no choice but to respond. Here's your rewritten version with all timestamps, removed, natural US English flow, and ready to copy in, one to click. Because the field responds not to your affirmations, but to your emotional state. And the fastest way to change that state is through your physiology. Let's start with breath. Breath is the bridge. It's the most direct way to shift your electromagnetic field. When you breathe shallow and fast, you activate survival mode. Your signal becomes chaotic, focused on threats and lack. But when you breathe deeply and slowly, especially into your heart, you create a measurable state of coherence. Your brain waves slow down. Your heart rhythm synchronizes. Your body enters a receptive state. And in that space, the new signal begins to broadcast. Start your morning like this. Before you open your phone or check your to-do list, sit quietly. Place one hand over your heart. Breathe in slowly for 5 seconds. Hold for 2. Exhale for 6. Repeat for at least 3 minutes. As you breathe, gently bring into your awareness and the version of you who already has what you've been wanting. Don't just think about them, feel them. Imagine how they move, how they breathe, what emotions live in their body, what decisions they make. Let that version of you become vivid, not in your mind, but in your nervous system. Then ask yourself, what does it feel like to already have it? Not what it looks like, but what it feels like. Is it peace, confidence, joy? Let that emotion rise. Even if it feels subtle or artificial at first, your job isn't to perform it. It's to generate it, to practice it, to let your body rehearse that new signal until it becomes familiar. Because what's familiar to your body becomes reality to your field. This is how you reverse the loop. This is how you teach your system to stop waiting for evidence and start becoming the evidence. You're no longer reacting to the external world. You're informing it. You're collapsing the version of you that needed proof and stepping into the identity that broadcasts certainty. And if it doesn't feel real, right away, that's not failure. It's just your old programming dissolving. Your body's addiction to the familiar vibration of lack is unwinding. Stay with it. Keep breathing. Keep feeling. Over time, the signal strengthens. You'll start noticing subtle shifts in your environment. People respond differently. Opportunities open. Ideas flow. You're not forcing it to happen anymore. You're letting it match. To deepen the practice, add movement. Once you finish breathing, stand up and move as if you're already that version of yourself. Walk with their posture. Speak with their tone. Make decisions from their mindset. At first, it might feel strange, but it's powerful. Every choice you make from that energy is a vote for that timeline. And each time you do it, the field adjusts. You're no longer just visualizing your future, you're rehearsing your new reality. Not once or twice, but consistently. That's what rewires your system and stabilizes the frequency. You're collapsing the wave of possibility into the particle of lived experience. The more often you do this, the less you'll feel like you're pretending. The gap between who you are and who you're becoming starts to dissolve. You'll feel more natural, more fuba, more aligned. Eventually, what once felt like imagination will feel like memory, because your body and your field now recognize it as familiar. And the field always delivers what's most coherent with your internal environment. The real test comes during your day, not during your morning ritual. It happens in traffic, in a triggering conversation, in the moment when the bank account still shows lack. When someone challenges your worth. That's when the frequency is either stabilized or lost. The version of you who already has it doesn't panic when things don't look right. It doesn't rush to fix or control. It knows the field responds to consistency, not intensity. So it stays steady. Your next step is to hold the signal through contrast. Walk into your current circumstances as the observer, not the reactor. Stop using your environment as permission to shift and start using your vibration as the cause of what comes next. It starts with micro moments. Catch the old signal, the thought, the emotion, the posture, and pause. Breathe. Ask yourself, is this the vibration of someone who already has it? If not, don't judge. Recalibrate. Choose again. This is the discipline of frequency, not rigidity, but return. You return over and over to the state you committed to. Each return rewires your identity. That's when you become magnetic. Not because you're pulling things towards you, but because you're no longer pushing them away. Notice your posture. Is your body collapsed or open? Your breath, shallow or deep? Your words, affirming, lack or confirming alignment? The version of you who already has it moves differently, thinks differently, listens differently, not with effort, but with embodiment. They're not checking the outside world for confirmation. They're living the inner world as if it's already real. And guess what? That's when the external begins to shift, not because you forced it, but because you finally became a match for it. Let's make this real right now. Comment below, not as a habit, not as an algorithm, trick, but as a declaration of your new identity. Comment, I already have it. Feel what happens when you write those words. Let your fingers transmit the frequency. Let your field hear the signal. I already have it. This is not a gimmick. It's a collapse, a moment where the invisible becomes visible, where the internal becomes external, where the timeline begins to crystallize. When others read your comment, they feel it too. Because we're not just commenting on a video, we're calibrating a collective field, a vortex of alignment, a resonance of receiving. Here's the paradox. The more you embody I already have, the less you need to chase. And the less you chase, the more comes naturally, effortlessly, coherently. Because now the field isn't hearing contradiction, it's hearing charity va. And the field, like all intelligent systems, responds to clarity. Let this be your new baseline. You're no longer trying to manifest. You're no longer reaching. You're radiating. You've stopped reinforcing absence. You've become the evidence of the presence. The signs of this shift are subtle, but powerful. The first sign isn't something you see, it's something you feel. A strange kind of calm enters your system. You're not numb. You're not passive. You're grounded. The inner noise quiets. You stop scanning your environment for proof. You stop trying to convince life to deliver. Why? Because your nervous system finally believes it's already done. That's powerful. It means the signal is stabilizing. Coherence is the first indicator that your manifestation is collapsing into form. Then, synchronicities begin to increase, not in dramatic fireworks, but as gentle nudges. You think of someone and they message you. You speak a desire, and a related opportunity appears. You release control and receive an insight you've been missing for months. These are not coincidences, they are harmonics. The field is tuning itself around your new state of being. Resistance begins to fade. That conversation you've been avoiding suddenly feels easier. That problem that once felt heavy suddenly feels solvable. Your environment hasn't changed drastically, but your relationship to it has. That's the field reorganizing in response to your coherence. Not because you forced anything, because you stopped vibrating against it. You may also notice that time feels different. You're less anxious about the future, less tangled in the past. The now feels more full. You're not distracted, you're present. And presence is the signature of the already have frequency. You start making decisions differently, not from fear, not from pressure, but from resonance. You say yes to things that match your new timeline. You say no to things that reinforce the old one. Every aligned choice anchors the version of you that has already received, building momentum until you reach the click moments where everything starts flowing. Then something wild happens. People treat you differently. They mirror your new signal. They don't know why, but they feel something. That's the field reflecting coherence. That's reality recognizing a new observer. You stop arguing with what is. Even when things look delayed, you don't spiral. You don't panic. Deep down, you know the process is already unfolding. You trust the field, not conceptually, but viscerally. That trust magnetizes more trust, more flow, more ease. And here's a big one: emotional detachment. Not apathy. Alignment. You stop obsessing. You stop overchecking. You stop monitoring your manifestation like a package. That's late. Why? Because the version of you who already has it isn't worried. And when you stop worrying, the timeline collapses faster. If you're seeing these signs, even subtly, you're in it. The shift has begun, and the field has heard you. Not because of what you said, but because of what you became. It's time to seal this shift, to anchor it in your body, so it becomes your new default. Find a quiet place. Sit. Place your hand over your heart. Let your breath slow. Feel the ground beneath you. Bring to mind the version of you who no longer wants, the version who has already received, who radiates certainty, completion, peace. Don't try to imagine the perfect scene. Just tune into the feeling. I already have it. Let it rise from your chest. Let it hum in your breath. Let it live in your posture. If doubt shows up, that's okay. Smile at it. Breathe again. Return. Because returning is the art. Every time you return, you reach for it. Now speak softly, inwardly, or aloud, the phrase that holds the frequency, I already have it. Say it again. I already have it. Let those words vibrate through your entire system. Let them inform your cells. Let them ripple into your field. This isn't just a mantra, it's a reprogramming code. It's the signature of your new timeline. From this place, there's nothing left to force, nothing left to prove. You don't need signs. You don't need validation. You are the evidence. You are the shift. This is the difference between hoping for a better life and choosing one. Between waiting for reality to change and becoming the frequency that commands it. Take this into your day, into your choices, into your breath. Don't just practice it once, live it. Let it show in how you speak, in how you respond, and how you trust. Let your life become the transmission. Let your energy walk into rooms before your words ever do. And remember, every time you feel yourself slipping back into want, you're just one breath away from returning. You're just one phrase away from remembering. I already have it. Let this be your calibration point, your energetic home. And when you need to return to this frequency, to this knowing, come back here. Because this isn't just content. It's a space, resonance, a community of observers collapsing a new timeline together. If this journey activated something in you, if the vibration felt like home, align with it daily. Return often. Reprogram deeply. Because your reality isn't waiting for your desire. It's responding to your signal. And your signal has already changed.